Whoop. Hello again. Good evening, everyone. How are you guys doing? Hello. What are you all doing?
Hello and welcome
Here
to
we
the
go.
PC gaming show
We
Most
in.
Wanted, powered by Intel.
We
I'm your
in.
host Frankie Ward, streaming to you from the Churchill War Rooms, London's underground government command bunker built back in World War II. But why the fortified venue?
It's gonna
Well,
be some
today,
dank stuff, I
we're doing
guess.
the world's most dangerous work.
Well, at
Putting
least the
numbers
presentation is
on
gonna be
video
dank.
games.
What we're gonna see,
Maybe
not
you've
sure.
noticed there are a
Hey
lot
Dreamwater,
of
hey
video games
Ultan,
lately.
hey Sok,
That's why
hey
over
Steve.
the next hour
Hello
and a
guys,
half of
hello.
previews and exclusive
Still in the
reveals,
meeting.
we'll be
Feels
counting
bad,
down
bad,
the
feels
definitive
bad.
ranking of unreleased
Hopefully
PC
soon,
games,
hopefully
as selected
soon.
by the Council, PC Gamer's own hand-picked panel of more than 70 industry
See Ultan, I
experts.
see.
We've tasked legendary game
Hey
developers,
Secret.
accessibility experts, game critics, and
Just like
content
in the
creators
middle of
with
drinking my
choosing which
tea.
games of tomorrow deserve your attention today.
Some donut.
We tallied up those votes to build the most wanted, the top 25 upcoming PC games chosen by the finest minds in video games. But we didn't stop there. We traveled around the world to meet with developers in their studios, gathering first-hand info from the minds behind the games we want most. We'll be airing those interviews throughout the show.
Actually HD there.
And that's not all. This entire show is a showcase of
kinda
games
seems
we
like a
think
little-
we'll be talking about in the near future.
Not
We'll also highlight
at
games on the
1080p,
PC
I
Gamer
guess.
Show wish list, bringing you even more reveals and new trailers.
Yeah, exactly, Steve.
Let's kick things off with the number 25 game on the most wanted list, Still Wakes the Deep.
Another
I mean,
dank production, I
what
guess.
better setting for
I
our
don't
first
know.
game than a collapsing oil rig off the Scottish coast haunted by an otherworldly monster? This psychological horror game features 0 weapons, but I'm sure the protagonist
And
will
monstrum?
be totally fine. From the Chinese Room, the studio behind Dear Esther and Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs, this is one of only 2 horror games in our countdown.
Number 25.
This is supposed to be 2 hours.
Still Wakes the Deep.
Oh, that's something different.
Hey there, PC Gaming Show. My name
Or is like
Jason
the
Graves,
the
and
big
I'm
budget
super
monstrum.
excited to be able to officially announce that
Hey
I'm
Eastman,
the
hello.
music composer
No
for
idea,
Chinese
no idea.
Room's Still Wakes the Deep. The Chinese
No
Room
clue.
has a history of incredible music in their
Yeah,
games.
PC gaming
and
quality,
I'm really
man.
excited to be a part of it.
We knew very quickly
It's
that we wanted to
DLSS in
work with
power.
Jason because we're not only doing scary music, we're not only trying to get a player, there's other emotions we're also trying to evoke. So we needed someone who could walk that very fine line that we're trying to achieve. Yeah.
I can be scary all day, and that's fun. But what really makes it fun, I think, is that combination of emotional and scary, because one sort of feeds the other. The setting of the rig in the middle of the ocean felt like the score needed to be sort of smaller and dialed in. We sort of split the sounds of the score in half, and one half of the score, we've got live strings and live woodwinds. You can't replace live players. These players are fantastic, and it's about the emotion and the humanity. The other half of the score is a synthesizer and an actual sound sculpture that was built specifically for the score. I've got a friend who literally is a metal artist, and he ended up creating a sculpture which he affectionately named The Rig. Every surface of it can be tapped, bowed, scraped, or rubbed, and it makes all these different sounds. And they are about as non-human and non-emotionally
That's quite the
tender
sound
or
design there.
sensitive as you
Alright.
can get. It's the opposite end of the spectrum.
It's an emotionally complex game, and I think the music is able to reflect this with the use of these several different families of instruments.
And this game, I think, is going to be another fantastic entry in the Chinese Room catalog.
The full documentary där even. Damn son. All bad, huh?
Our list of most wanted games on PC was voted for by a hand-picked panel of more than 70 industry experts we inducted into a not-so-secret society called the Council. Let's hear from some of them.
It is I, Miss Mika, the bane of millennia. I am I'm a member of the council.
My name is Marina Hallikainen. I'm from Colossal Order.
My name is Chris Barassa. I'm the creative director at Red Hook Studios. I'm here to reveal that in addition to being a little sunburnt, I'm a member of the council.
I voted strongly for Tiny Glade and Dragon's Dogma 2.
Hey, I'm Jessica Klein from Blackbird Interactive, and I'm one of the voters who helped select the games in the PC gaming show Most Wanted.
Hello, my name is Esfand, and I'm a member of the council.
And who is on this mysterious council?
Dude, they are dead, son.
It could be anyone. Even Sid Meier.
I got an Illuminati-style cloak to prove it.
Council member streamers don't even play games. Well, I mean, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Games have a special capacity for movement, for empowering us to move in ways that are graceful or athletic or physically impossible. In this game's case,
Everyone's looking for the next hype thing, though. Maybe that they will play, yeah, no.
Gliding on a magic sword into an experience of meditative wonder. It's the visual and musical artists behind Abzu and Journey.
It's from Abzu, alright.
Dwarf Fortress
Hey,
is
Nicolo.
a PC classic, famous as a factory
How we
of
doing?
unforgettable stories. After releasing way back in 2006, Dwarf Fortress finally migrated to Steam 1 year ago. Soon, the masterpiece of sandbox simulation is expanding even further with a revival of its celebrated roguelike game mode. Fresh from the mountain homes, here's an exclusive first look at the return of Dwarf Fortress Adventure Mode.
The adventure mode, eh?
This is Tarn and Zach, the creators of Dwarf Fortress. Here we're in this cool fortress with the dwarf Vukar working on an artifact, and he's made Kasha Zunal a gold ring for his family. But now I'm going to retire this fort because I want to hold this ring in my own hand.
Your cogs low.
Character in adventure mode, anyone I want,
ETB-chan.
whole party.
Hello guys, hello.
Let's take this one.
Not finding a new place to live.
Explore sites, fight monsters,
Well, as long as the old one still works,
or go off to an old fortress
I
to steal our
think
ring.
you'll find something eventually.
Arrived with my hippo friend. We're pretending we belong here, sneaking down into the darkness. And there's the workshop.
Hey, Prayer, hello.
There's a huge map to explore. Adventure mode is a great way to experience the world of Dwarf Fortress.
Dwarf Fortress's adventure mode will venture forth in the second quarter of 2024. Next up in our countdown, we've got another great-looking independent game. Set in an eerie Polish town in the 1990s.
I mean, they're a
Holstein
hotel,
throwback
dude.
pixel
As
art,
long as you
modern
pay,
dynamic lighting,
they're gonna
and fixed camera
expend
perspectives
anything.
that caught the eye of our judges.
Pretty damn sure.
Number 23, Holstein.
I love you guys.
Ah, shit, Joe. Welcome back to the dungeon. Thank you, sir. Thank you, man. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it a lot. Gonna be something I gotta play in with Polish dub again. Feels good, man. I will do it just for that. The mouse? Oh yeah, the mouse still stuck there a bit. Through. How's it going, Joe? Thank you, man. Oh, there was the Kopiko candy. Damn, son. I had that like in childhood, and not long ago I found them in the store back home. They probably still like laying back home there if my brother didn't eat them all. Cynic, I see. Well, unless they are overbooked or something. That just means that maybe it's time to increase the, the radius, the geography of where you're looking for that apartment. The beggars can be choosers, And whatever you can rent, you need to. Engage PLO. Some dang stuff. Under a rook. Alright. Maybe already.
Explore a world that evolution forgot in Under a Rock, launching in early access next summer. Up next, the clock ticks towards the dark hour once again. February brings a long overdue reimagining for the game that found the magic mix of after-school extracurriculars and interdimensional dungeon crawls. In the 22 slot, here's a message from game producer Ryoto Nitsuma about the upcoming remake of Persona 3.
Damn son.
Number 22, Persona 3 Reload.
PC ゲーミングショーをご覧の皆さん、こんにちは。ペルソナ3リロードプロデューサーの新妻亮太です。この度は数多くのタイトルからモーストウォンテッドゲームズに本作を選んでいただき誠にありがとうございます。皆さんの大きな期待を感じられてとても嬉しいと思い、その思いに応えられるようにしなければと開発一同身が引き締まる思いです。ペルソナシリーズのターニングポイントとなったペルソナ3から17年、今の P スタジオの手で装いを新たに生まれ変わったペルソナ3リロード。本作の登場キャラクターの一人天田健の紹介映像を先日公開しましたが、見ていただけましたでしょうか。まだ
Really like some dank names there.
本日
What
は
was
こ
like
ちらを
Business
皆さんと
Unit
一緒に
3?
見ていきたいと思います。
What a nice name for the
どうぞ。
studio.
So, I decided to call this meeting to introduce him to the rest of the squad.
I'll try not to get in anyone's way.
Swallow will air this winter as a TV special.
Was the penis chariot in third one? Or was it earlier? Doing good on KHP, doing good. C2SC. But the weebs, man, the weebs. I think it's in every game I see.
Usually make much of an impression, but there's a theory that he's actually stronger than Hawk.
He's in all of them, alright.
I heard that from a friend. I chose a long weapon so I could match the reach of an adult. Oh, I hit my shin again. Now's my chance. Catching this.
No, the chariot in all of them, I see, alright. February, another Giga February coming in next year, I guess.
初等部の少年天田健、ぜひパーティーに入れて一緒に戦ってみてください。ペルソナ3リロードはこれまでにペルソナ3をプレイしたことのある方にも初めてプレイする方にも自信を持ってより鮮明に描かれる感動をお届けいたします。ペルソナ3リロードは2024年2月2日に発売予定です。皆様に楽しんでいただけるようチーム一同頑張っていきますので、ぜひご期待ください。ありがとうございました。
More February there. Yeah, the Game Pass too. Unreal. Unreal 2 even. Damn son. Still didn't get to play the first one. Unreal 1 is the biggest stressful. Boss battles. Hey Portable, hello.
Unreal 2 steams into early access in 2024. We continue our march through the most wanted with a game that's a truly handcrafted work of art. A stop-motion story of friendship on an alien seabed featuring a lovingly sculpted ensemble of stranded weirdos. Let's take a look.
Number 21, Harold Halibut.
Yeah, so this one before I remember.
Hi. More than 10 years ago, we started building tiny sets and puppets to make our game Harold Halibut.
Now, the wait is almost over. Enjoy our new trailer.
Learning about people is a kind of adventure. A way of exploring lots of little worlds that exist
Crucial, they say.
Fedora. Even if one of those little worlds looks barren and uninhabitable from the outside, usually when you make contact with it, you'll find plenty of life and laughter.
And the amount of effort.
Hello again, my alien fish bud. How are you doing? Too bad you can't tell me.
Were you? I quite wondered if maybe you'd take Harold with you.
Me? To the cave?
Yes, to investigate the source of the particles.
Humans are so unpredictable and complicated. There is almost nothing to understand.
Please witness the future of Fedora.
I thought you said it wasn't a vote. It's not. I just happen to agree with them. Is that Dr. Computer? You may commence stage D as discussed. Something is afoot. Too many things that don't add up.
It all seems a bit fishy to me.
Hey Pony.
By the way, he's saying he's a human. You must understand.
Yeah, this one is out.
Great entry
No,
in
I
the
guess
blossoming
sorry.
ARPG genre, and you can play it today on Steam.
We have suffered. Faced the corruption, ruin, and death. But we have also experienced beauty. Kindness, union, and ingenuity.
Oh, this one. Oh, remember. Yeah, it's on YouTube, right? Yeah. I mean, they just like even sent the YouTube link, really, and remembering the previous experiences, a bit behind. Well, I mean, I guess we could skip some mods later. Freedom memes with some ding stuff. Okay, that's probably odd, actually. Should be much behind there, but still. And he keeps looking me after playing Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, not everything should be a super crazy, you know, a masterpiece like that. Yeah, it could be just like different, what's the name, it's not the ingest in this case, I don't know, the outtake servers and everything, and all that stuff. Especially since I guess this region doesn't really have its own, compared to like Sweden probably having their own server there for the content delivery. Up to 200 people.
G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra, Echoes of the Plum Grove, and Lost Isle on the PC Gaming Show Steam page. Back to you, Frankie.
2023 has been one of the best years on record for RPGs. With Baldur's Gate 3 ushering in a renaissance for classic role-playing, could there be a better time for a game set in a new universe from Ed Greenwood, creator of the Forgotten Realms? For a closer look at the upcoming RPG sandbox, we traveled to Montreal, Canada to speak with the developers of Unforetold Witchstone.
Who that be?
Factions, empires, gods. They rise and they fall. The actions of individuals set the course of history. And you are one of them.
Unparalleled freedom, They have non-linear narrative choices. Ooh, after today's sessions in Starfield, that sounds good.
Shape fate.
Early access though. Early access RPG equals Vivaten. Release later. Don't like the visuals? I'm not a huge fan. Not a huge fan. This is not the pure fantasy, so I'm kind of like,
I'm
maybe.
co-founder of Spearhead Games, and on the game side, I do creative direction and design. The aspects of the tabletop experience of RPGs that we really want to bring, the freedom is a big aspect, and not just the freedom, the sense of agency with that world. Freedom alone is cool, you can do different things, but you want that world to respond, and on tabletop you have a game master, you have other players, there's always a response to the things you do. Freedom is also about creativity, feeling clever, feeling like you did things your way.
Like a tabletop RPG, players are more free to do stuff that they want to do, right? Usually in CRPGs, you'll see player being locked into certain dialogue options. We decided that no, we want a way sort of philosophically, the player can construct their own sentences.
Okay, how will that work?
When it comes to dialogue, we added something that's really cool and unique, which we call the influence system, and it unlocks interacting with characters, talking to them at a really cool level. So you start by determining something you want from that character, whether it's just following you around, meet you somewhere, attack someone, give you something they have in their inventory, or join you as a companion even if you want. And then you pick an approach. How do you want to go about that? You can go sweet talk them, be charming about it, you can threaten them, you can blackmail them, you can argue with them logically if you have like a smart character. If you're a cleric, maybe you can convince them it's the right religious thing to do.
It's cool, but how it will end up though, that's the main question there.
Combat because, first of all, it is truer to the tabletop experience, but also like our dialogue and a lot of the choices that you make in the game, we really want players to have the time to reflect, sort of make the best tactical decisions, even in combat.
What you have against bear fucking? Come on, man.
Development, but you can wishlist it already and join the conversation about the game.
And a full interview even. I mean, that might be interesting, we'll see. Seems like only developer right now, no publisher, I guess.
A world's worth of stories is ours to tell in Unforetold Witchstone, launching in early access on Steam on January 25th, 2024. What a moment RPGs are having, eh? You can add every game on our wishlist to your Steam wishlist by visiting the PC Gaming Show Steam page. Go to pcgamer.com.
The tech dialogue system might be cool, but also it might be, you know, just making it a little
on our most wanted list, you'll want to keep
like
your blaster hand ready.
boring, I guess, in a way.
Scoundrels, sometimes it pays to shoot first.
Kinda ironically, you know.
Number 20, Star Wars Outlaws.
Made to kind of be like all cool. And not a lot of variety, but in the end you just kind of like, you know, suffering because you don't really have like proper written dialogues, but you only have these like keywords that you're picking.
The Star Wars universe obviously is very cool. They're focusing on kind of more of the original trilogy era, which is very cool, but I'm also happy that they are not doing a Jedi or Force sensitive thing, at least that's what it appears from the trailer, but rather just like a heist video game, which should be really cool. And I love seeing developers lean into single player games because not everything needs to be multiplayer, not everything needs to be
That's
online.
Ubisoft.
I love single player.
It's single player, but bro, some multiplayer games have less grind than their shit,
I'm really
so
excited about it, and I hope
it's
the
a
Star
little
Wars
early. It's a little
is
early.
A 10 out of 10.
Could be pretty neat. I mean, could be. But yeah, Ubisoft, you know, it could be good, but it's like it's a hit or miss basically. Damn, the Void Busters continuation or something.
My turn.
So they got Void Bastards, but like kind of duel with Steam, I guess. Might be alright. Void Bastards was really fun. I did my full run of that.
I ain't digging no holes. My turn.
The gameplay seems kinda like
What do you mean?
weird though.
Test me.
Hey, man!
Like the movement feels kinda like.
Boosters engaged.
No, with turn-based strategy then.
A challenge.
Super generic cover shooter gameplay, sorta, yeah. Yeah, Stopper. It's just kind of like everything's like floaty, I guess, in general. Like when you move to. When enemies move, you move. Well, I assume it's just kind of like, you know, early version there. So.
This space western roguelike hits high noon when Wild Bastards arrives on Steam in 2024. Coming up on The Most Wanted, our exclusive on-location interviews with the development studios creating Path of Exile 2 and Homeworld 3. Plus, we're giving away a custom-built Intel PC. You like computers, don't you? Stay tuned for your chance to win. Let's continue our countdown, shall we? We have all heard that devils may cry.
Yes, I'm gonna show something from Path of Exile.
Digital, a dreamlike game
Path of Exile 2.
skating.
Number 19, Skate Story.
When did they show this for the first time? I remember it was Devolver, and that was like a while ago. 2020, yeah.
Vivid visions of a demon with glass skin, a skateboard, and a quest to swallow the moon. Pairing a vivid afterlife realm with the acrobatic and dangerous play of skateboarding seems like the perfect thematic match. Our most wanted experts are desperate to land an unholy heel flip in the underworld.
Now, as we all know, pirates have two great weaknesses: scurvy and poor infrastructure. But in this up-and-coming city builder, the true pirate utopia is yours to build, ensuring the golden age of piracy lives on. Coming in 2024,
Only pirate
here's the
city builder I
world
remember
premiere,
Tropico 2.
Republic of Pirates, Ireland.
Tropico 2 also had brothels and stuff. Plantations, alright. So how do we make a pirate city builder? Let's put on the roof of the building, you know, Jolly Roger. Now it's pirate. Get the skulls and everything everywhere. Damn, son. We're pirates now. Yeah, they need to say some more once in a while. I mean, we'll see. Update the Jack 2020. It's a little late. Don't get the perspective stuff, like sometimes it's first person, sometimes it's not. What's that? Doobie ding though. Kinda gives a little bit of the Shadow of Doubt vibe there, but not exactly, I guess.
To add some mega corporate espionage to your Steam wishlist, find DataJack 2020 on the PC Gaming Show Steam page at pcgamer.com/wishlist. The Most Wanted continues with the first strategy game selected by our panel of judges. Menace is coming to us from Hooded Horse, a specialty strategy publisher and overhyped
Feels
studios,
good.
the folks who made the gritty tactical medieval game Battle Brothers. Now they're trading low fantasy for the far future in their first 3D game. Get ready to give those aliens hell, but not too quickly, as this is a turn-based game.
Hooded Horse equals good.
Number 18, Menace.
Some dink shit there. Alright. And Hooded Horse, you know what to do. I'm in. Oh damn, Steve's favorite game. It's time. Hey Lemon.
as we know it is dead. But with every death, new life blossoms. A life crying out into the void, fighting for its survival tooth and nail. A life that adapts, overcomes, and continues to rise above any and all. Life that learns to idolize and worship, sacrifice,
Think post-apocalyptic stuff.
wage war and destruction. A life
Gameplay.
that burns
Gameplay.
so bright it may set the world ablaze. And you decide
Alright,
if its
alright.
survival is in the cards.
Bring it. Bring
Up
it.
next,
I'm
one of our
down.
favorite studios, Obsidian, is expanding Pillars of Eternity into a first-person RPG called Avowed. One of the
Damn,
things that
son.
intrigues us
Even
about
Avowed.
Avowed is that it specifically isn't setting out to put you in a sprawling sandbox, but something more concentrated, like the studio's recent sci-fi RPG, The Outer Worlds. And here's another curveball. The gameplay reveal trailer showed flintlock pistols. I'll say it again. We might be living in the best moment for RPGs.
Number 17, Avowed.
Will it be next year? Man, we're gonna be eating.
Avowed has me super excited because of the studio making it.
Got dented to
Fallout New
announce
Vegas
this
to
one.
The Outer Worlds, they've
Fitting,
shown us they know how to
fitting.
make an RPG that I'm gonna love. When I was watching the gameplay trailer, I was seeing all these flashy weapons and cool spells and these big dungeons, and I was thinking to myself, there's a little bit of Elder Scrolls in there, but with a Obsidian twist on it, as they always do. So I'm looking forward to probably crafting and big, beautiful storytelling, big set pieces, and a gorgeous, dangerous world to explore. And I'm going to sink my teeth into it.
The Living Lands await in Avowed, coming sometime next year. Now, one of the cool things about PC games is that it's the platform for the eccentric and the experimental.
The New Vegas of Elder Scrolls.
Platform where unconventional
I feel like
games
it's more
about
kind of
crypto
something
space
like, you know, Arx
detective
Fatalis
or
and stuff
city
like
builders on
this.
Space Wells are born, where Farming Simulator has its own esports scene. Our next game is in that same legacy of weirdness, but with plenty of interesting ideas underneath an art house exterior. Indica is a meditation on religion and authority, following a nun's existential journey with the devil by her side. Let's see what kind of trouble the game's creators in Kazakhstan are getting into.
Let me tell you about Indica.
Some snob stuff.
Who is she, you ask?
Hey, Oracle.
Well, she's a nun. A rather plain one, if you ask me. She prays a lot, works hard. Really hard. Goodness. She even finds some time to chat with, what do you call it? Chot. Poor girl. Of all the boring places, why do you want to go to heaven?
And the Polish dinkness coming in, alright. Sign me the fuck up.
Indica arrives on PC in early 2024.
Yeah, that's a
Next,
weird
we've
kind
got
of
a new
game.
game in a genre that continues to evolve and grow. The extraction shooter. Hawk
there we
is
go.
a colourful comic-style PvPvE game where players deploy to a stylish island called Exile to battle lizardmen and fellow mercenaries for the treasures of a lost world.
Lizardmen,
Now
damn
playable
son.
in early access on
Reptilians.
Steam, here's a fresh look at Hawked.
Oh yeah, that's the Maidal games. The xmail.ru. The Ruski Studios. Okay, I can already tell the audience who they're catering it to. Not just look and sounding. Here we can. It's the extraction Fortnite. Come on. Tainted Chief. Sort of, yeah. Not sure, not sure. Abilities and stuff may be kind of cool though, but yeah, like stylistically, I ain't enjoying. You said. That's also my games, alright. So probably another multiplayer stuff.
Full launch next year on PC and console. To claim free in-game items and premium currency, visit playhawk.com/rally.
Let's go.
Today.
Free shit.
Don't miss your chance. Make sure you drop into Exile with a full loadout for the full release of Hawked coming in 2024. Next on the Most Wanted countdown, Dragon's Dogma devotees finally get their wish with a long-awaited sequel.
Just build a house.
Number
16, easy life.
Dragon's Dogma 2.
Damn, 16. Number 1 should be something very big.
Masterwork in open world
slaying,
you can't go wrong with Capcom's RPG cult hit. Capcom has shown just how good it is at creating these mixed action and fantasy RPGs with recent entries in the Monster Hunter series. And Dragon's Dogma 2 looks to continue that trend. Fresh crop of climbable chimeras and a bounty of befriendable pawns. The endless chain stretches on in Dragon's Dogma 2.
With Dragon's Dogma 2, we're 10 games deep into the Most Wanted, and things are about to get a lot colder. In 2018, Frostpunk won wide praise as a chillingly bleak city builder. In a sequel set 30 years later, new factions arise as resurgent humanity faces its new greatest threat, itself. Let's hear from the game developer in Poland, 11-Bit Studios.
Number 15, Frostpunk 2.
There it is. Frostpunk 1 was like first year of my streaming, I think, or something.
We survived.
It's one of the early ones there. Them captured and Threadripper.
Mere survival was no longer enough. We kept expanding.
It's not enough just to survive.
Dreaming different futures. Conflicting futures.
Classic. Can't ever dream about one future.
Hi, I'm Kuba Stokalski.
And I'm Łukasz Juszczyk. We are both game directors responsible for Frostpunk 2, here at 11-Bit Studios.
What you've just seen is the first gameplay teaser of Frostpunk 2, and as you can clearly see, a lot has changed since the first game, especially the scale of our city.
But what remains the same is harsh post-apocalyptic atmosphere that hopefully will
Don't really look forward to the second one. Well, we'll see.
More, because the gameplay trailer for Frostpunk 2 is just around the corner.
And not something like, you know, super gigapog for me, but I wouldn't mind. First one was good, eh?
I'm Brandon Sheffield, the creative director of Demon School, and I want to tell you about our tactical battle
They're not
system.
like out already for a
This is
while.
the planning phase where we'll plot our movements, which can be rewound at any time. Characters can only move in straight lines or side steps, like if you combined a king and a knight in chess. You attack enemies by running straight into them. You can see Faye did 1 point of damage here. Namako doesn't deal damage, but stuns and debuffs enemies, reducing their defense. Now, if our other damage dealer Destin hits this demon, he'll do 2 points of damage. But we can take this further. If Newt, our healer, heals a character with full health, they get an attack buff. Destin now does 4 points of damage to this enemy. You can also do combos by pushing or pulling an enemy into another friendly character, as Namako and Faye are doing here. Once you're happy with your choices, you start the action phase and watch it go. These are the main puzzle pieces you'll be working with, but there are 15 characters, each with their own unique abilities for you to discover. You can also study new techniques, improve your relationships, fight huge bosses, and unravel the mystery of why demons are breaking through to the human world on this mysterious island. We hope you enjoy it.
The Dark Web. You want the stream. You will watch.
Reben the Dark Web. Damn son. That's a subathon.
We are watching you. Stream. We are in your machine. Stream. We are in your skin. Stream.
That's the Twitch chat, dude. Dark Web streamer, damn son. Insane. Wait a dink.
Next, with the only game on the most wanted list that's available now in early access, a team
And
of
we
retro
should
shooter
will stream.
specialists are asking an important question. What if Bloodborne played like Thief if Thief had a pump shotgun? From New
Oh yeah, I
Blood
saw something like
Interactive,
that
here's
actually.
our latest look at Gloomwood, featuring its upcoming
Oh, yeah, it's
underwater
Gloomwood. Okay, I
area
thought it was a
and
different one.
introducing us to the terrifying Crowman.
True, true.
Number 14, Gloomwood.
They require 3 or 4 times the rent and income. Like, I still don't get why people even like do care. You have the contract, you pay, you deposit. Like, who cares, dude? Like, you have a job and stuff. You have obligations. Good.
Gloomwood opens the gates to the Underport District in early 2024 with more early access updates to follow. Newegg is, of course, one of our favorite places to find upgrades, and later in the show, we'll
I'm
be
waiting for
sharing
that
some
release,
recommendations
and your
our
release
holiday
will be
wishes.
nice. Then I
But
maybe
we've
will
also
hop onto
partnered
it
with
too.
Newegg to build a... oh, wait, am I reading this teleprompter right? We bought an egg-shaped computer.
I'm inside. What's my target?
One new egg.
Okay, your computer.
see you found my egg. What the hell is it?
Cynic, I see. Well, as I said, probably we'll need to look for something a little further away from there.
The next game on the most wanted
Better
would
than
probably
Homeless.
rank higher if we knew a single thing about it. I mean, it's a decade after the release of Grand Theft Auto 5, and GTA Online is still clearing $500 million every year. How the hell do you follow that? And how scared should we be of the answer? Let's hear from our voting panel on how GTA 6 earned this position in our countdown.
Number 13, Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yo, what's up, guys? My name is S-Fand, and I just wanted to share with you guys how incredibly excited I am for Grand Theft Auto 6.
My personal pick for the PC gaming show Most Wanted has to be Grand Theft Auto 6, because at this point it has been about 10 years.
10 years since Grand Theft Auto 5.
Storylines are always absolutely fantastic.
It's one of the greatest video game franchises of all time.
I'm excited to dive into a new immersive world, new cities, new surroundings.
Just the amount of things that you can do in this open world sandbox, and whether you just want to screw around.
Rockstar recently acquired CFX, which is the company that
Well, I mean,
own
they just
FireM,
presenting
and
all the
that is
games,
where
basically.
NoPixel is
That's
hosted,
it.
And NoPixel is one of my favorite GTA roleplay servers.
I hope you guys are excited as I am. I think Rockstar has a lot of hype around it right now.
And very excited to see what it holds.
I hope you guys enjoy it when the game comes out.
Don't care anymore for GTA. I mean, I'm kind of there too. I mean, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, and I'm probably just gonna like mess around doing some random different shit for like a week or more, and then just gonna like kind of never really finish it like I did with Red Dead Redemption, I feel. Yeah. We'll see though. And again, it's like it's one of those games that you're gonna like sink a lot of time in. And yeah, those are usually kind of like don't really sit that well for me, because there is always so much cool stuff coming out that you can't, like, it's hard to commit to something for that long. If I was kind of short, well, I mean, it wasn't super long, yeah. But that's the thing, like the Red Dead Redemption, you know, one also wasn't like that super long. And then second one was insane. Hey, Endor, welcome back to the dungeon. Thank you, sir. Thank you, man. Thank you, thank you. The Dark Weeb Streamer. That'd be us. How we doing, man? Manor Lords? Nah, where? You could walk in Manor Lords like this too. It probably is. No, that's actually... Oh, no, that's actually the proper survival there, right? Bill rate. Alright. Early access, the worm. Unlucky.
Top of the Crown's Tyranny in Bellwright, coming to early access in December. Our next game rounds out a killer combo of high-profile fighting games that have hit PC in the last year. Ready? Fight.
Still going, Seo? Damn.
Number 12, Tekken 8. It's been more than 6 years since Tekken last entered the ring on PC, and we're more than ready for a rematch. With revised fighting mechanics going all in on aggression and 32 characters to try before you settle on the guy with the leopard head, Tekken 8 weighs in right in the middle of our most wanted list.
We're moving forward in our rankings with a sequel to a Metroidvania favorite. We're talking, of course, about Hollow Knight Silksong.
Oh, hey, Frankie, I think you could use a little backup on this one.
Hi, Sean. How did you do that?
Well, you know, it's PC Gaming Show tradition to have us, like, orbiting in a space frigate or in an underground facility, so, you know, I just started calling around.
You video called a World War II bunker?
I did. My powers are great, and so is my excitement for Hollow Knight Silksong.
Number 11.
Did they get something new about it though?
Allow me to share 3 reasons why I'm excited for Hollow Knight Silksong.
Nah, I guess just the reasons why they excited and stuff.
And they're giving me more, but elevating it with more detail and layering. 2, combat in motion. The original Hollow Knight
Actually announced. I think this is already like on the level that is gonna be announced on the Game Awards or something, if that will happen.
And if you look at the Silksong trailer, you're seeing all sorts of new moves that allow you to dance around your enemies and jump around the environment. It makes me really excited for the second-to-second experience. But the third and the biggest reason is exploration. Team Cherry are masters of this. There would be
Bloodborne card. Bloodborne card will be in January, I think.
There would be hours of content behind there, or new bosses, or new enemies, or entirely new zones. And it's that exact combination of a beautiful game that's fun and second-to-second gameplay that rewards my exploration. Oh, I literally can't wait for Silksong.
Damn secret then.
Thanks for your Silksong
How
expertise,
dare you?
Sean. What began as a spin-off expansion to Team Cherry's beloved Metroidvania is now one of our most sought-after sequels, assuming it leaves hiding someday. Before we move forward with more previews, we want your input, and we're offering a PC-sized reward. Follow the QR code on screen and complete our PC Gaming Show viewer survey, and you could win a custom-built AC Mirage gaming PC powered by an Intel Core i9-14900K CPU. And now, a world premiere.
Who?
2 people have been reported missing. A male and a female were last seen heading to the forest 2 days ago.
A teen has not been seen since September 24th. We had a chance to speak with the mother.
It's been 3 years since she's been missing.
There are a lot of rumors about the lake. Do you personally believe that there's something sinister hiding in there? No, of course not. People love ghost stories, but in the end, they're just stories. Just stories. Just stories. Just stories. Just stories.
Old TV is the true horror there, yeah. What equals scary. A Lady of the Drowned Lake. Damn it. Are we extracting, boys? The MRE simulator. Yeah, that seems like the one that is like the super realistic combat simulation, supposedly. A gray zone warfare. We'll see on Unreal Engine 5. Better prepare.
We're nearing the heavy hitters, selected by our panel of industry experts as their top 10 most wanted games. But first, a fresh look at the gun-fu gameplay of Spine.
Redline, as your combat AI, I have to warn you that pressing the wrong floor may lead to unexpected consequences.
Who the fuck are you?
this time.
Actually, gameplay somewhere out there. Kinda hard to say, really. Some of that was gameplay, looks good.
Action choreography, Spine is coming soon to PC. We're just minutes away from starting our top 10 countdown. And make sure you stick around all the way to the #1 game on our list to see some exclusive gameplay footage. But before that, here's a message from our friends at PC Game Pass.
That Game Pass in. And why are you putting Exoprimal there to promote? Don't. You have better stuff there.
For its first post-Destiny release, Bungie's taking a walk back through time for our first entry in the Most Wanted Top 10. Wielding 30 years of sharpened shooter design, the studio is busy carving a new extraction shooter from the series that paved the way for Halo. So far, we haven't seen much of Marathon, but its mix of rampant AIs, mysterious alien precursors, unknowable space entities, and high-saturation clone firefights are more than enough to earn slot number 10. Here's a special message from the studio.
I'm not sure. Like, I haven't seen anything about it really yet. I'm not sure if I would be like excited for that already.
Marathon.
Especially when, you know, something like Dragon's Dogma 2 was like, what, 16 or something? Bruh. At least we've seen gameplay and everything after that. Out of that.
Hello, I'm Christopher Barrett, franchise game director on Marathon. We're incredibly humbled by the reception Marathon has received since its announcement earlier this year. Being voted one of the most anticipated games on PC is an honor which absolutely motivates everyone on the project. The whole team's hard at work right now, building Bungie's take on the extraction shooter genre. And the next time you hear from us, we'll have a lot more to show, including gameplay. Thank you.
Then we will be excited.
Right, let's keep
Maybe.
things moving with a couple more trailers.
My creation has gone rogue. And I shall rebuild it. I might die. I am the master architect. And I am in control.
I mean, maybe.
Welcome to Crashlands. 2. Explore a world filled with wonder, mystery, and some of these things. And then slap them. Just slap it all. Except these. Best to make a home for yourself, but not just yourself. After all, if you're gonna make it on this planet, you'll need all the help you can get.
Crashlands 1 not that long
Crashlands 2
ago.
drops onto Steam in 2024. At number 9 on the Most Wanted is the product of a simple design philosophy. If you look hard enough, you can always find somewhere to put another skill tree.
Yeah,
even if
just
you end up
recognize the
making a
style.
second game in the process. Warm up that left mouse button because we're about to show you some Path of Exile 2. We
There
travelled
it is.
all the way to New Zealand to speak with the team, climbing the highest mountains to visit their studio in Auckland.
Number 9, Path of Exile 2.
Their own show. It's gonna be about the next season of Path of Exile 1, though. I don't know, maybe they will show something from 2 also, but kinda doubt it. It's a nice place and office
Path of
still.
Exile 2 is basically our next generation action RPG. And one of the things we really wanted to make sure that we were doing with it is to make the action combat really, really excellent. We just want to make sure that anyone playing the game, you can play it like an action game, feels fun to play. We've added things like dodge rolls and like hack canceling, things like this. And it just means that the game just feels a lot better than it previously did, as well as everything else that you'd expect from a sequel to Path of Exile.
One thing in particular that sets Path of Exile apart is obviously the depth, but in the itemization systems, crafting systems, but also the sheer number of quantity of monsters, encounters. Like, we have over a decade of content that is going to be available in Path of Exile 2 as well.
For Path of Exile 2, we really
Gonna
want to
get all that
keep
content
the mechanics
in.
from Path of Exile 1 that are great, but we can now have the opportunity to rebuild them or restructure them in a way that is easier to understand and much more accessible for someone coming at it for the first time, and keep that depth there, either hidden away or much more natural to understand.
I think there's a big difference between depth and complexity. Path of Exile 2 in some ways is less complicated than Path of Exile 1 because we've simplified the sort of technical complexity around doing things like the way you socket skills and things like that to make it easier to understand. But at the same time, we're making sure that we keep all the depth in terms of character options and things that you can do. So everything is still there as far as like, what can I do to build my character? It's just that it is easier to do so because you don't have to be worrying, for example, about when you're changing your items that you're going to break the way your skills are working and things like that. So I think that actually new and regular players can tolerate a lot of depth. It's the complexity that we want to try and avoid. The dodge roll actually came about because we really wanted to be able to find a way to having some skills that took longer to do than other skills. But the problem with that is that skills feel really terrible if you start them and then you can't get out of them. So we really needed a way to make that interruption be possible, and the dodge roll was a really great way to do it. We actually already had a philosophy for Path of Exile 2 boss design where we wanted to make sure that everything was dodgeable. But previously we were just doing that by running around. But I think the dodge roll has actually changed a lot of things, and especially because, now that you can expect a player to be able to do that, it means that we can have the expectation and the balance as well.
We've done fresh design on everything. We've taken some elements from PoE1 in terms of monsters, specific monsters, and brought them over and kind of because they were fun to play. Like, why not replicate something that is still fun to play? But of course, it's full fresh coat of paint. There are definitely new systems. I'd say a lot of the monsters are faster,
Easy
for
grab.
example, which is where the dodge roll helps to come into play. We have secondary AI systems that allow the monsters to do skills while they were performing another skill, much like how a player can dodge roll to interrupt.
No, I'm waiting for my
skill,
Path of
a
Exile
monster
2
can
for
now do the same
sure.
thing. We have a lot
I do be
more,
grinding Diablo
monsters
4
doing interactions with
quite
the
a lot.
environment. They'll interact with the world more, a lot more spawning from things, a lot more like in one of our areas, the Isle of Kin, we have monsters riding on top of another monster, and then when they get close, they all jump off.
There's a lot of design changes that have had to gone on to take into account the way that the new skill system works. So with something like the Mercenary now, we're developing how crossbows should work. We kind of really looked at that and thought, okay, how can we make crossbows just feel completely different than bows? If you look at a shooter, it's like pistols and shotguns and things like that. Like, what about those makes them different from each other? And so therefore, it makes the whole experience just feel so different than what a bow feels like now. You want that like pull the trigger and it instantly fires, that kind of instant response type of thing. And I think that as we approach each different character class, we're thinking like, how can we make the skills here feel so of different than every other class.
For a lot of the really unique skill sets like the crossbows, which are almost basically guns, there's a lot of work that's been done in other games to make those feel great that we had the opportunity to bring into Path of Exile. And
I mean, it
it's a lot
does
of
seem like
lessons of
gun.
what works well in
Like,
a shooter that can
didn't they
work
make it a
well
gun
in
instead
an
of crossbow?
RPG if you do the work, get the animations right, get the timing right. We've done a lot of core system changes to make it so that it feels like you've got as much control as you would in a shooter-focused game. There's a lot of what have other games done well that we can bring into Path of Exile that no ARPG is really built on, because they don't have the crazy level of skill variety that we've ended up having.
So we've got a live stream later today where we're going to be showing off 2 of our character classes. We're really deep diving into the mechanics, and we're really excited to show that. So if you're interested to know more about Path of Exile 2, then tune into that later today.
The old magics, not to be feared.
I'm gonna show something from the second game, I guess. So
You leave your Christmas shopping to the absolute last second and then speedrun the entire thing in a single afternoon of guest checkouts and regret. But what to buy the PC gamer in your life? Well, our good friends at Intel have a few ideas. Here's 5 of their favorite gaming deals this holiday season, all on offer now at Newegg. The Acer Predator Helios gaming laptop. Inside is an i7-13700HX CPU, an RTX 4070, 16GB of DDR5 memory, and 1TB of storage. We've been big fans of Acer's Helios machines for ages, and the new 16-inch Predator has fast become one of our favorite gaming laptops. It's the perfect combination of processor, graphics card, big 240Hz screen, and price. The 24-thread Intel CPU is mighty strong too, and the RTX 4070 graphics card also supports the magic of frame generation for a buttery smooth experience. This is the Gigabyte Aorus 15 gaming
battery
laptop,
smooth,
running on
I
an
was saying.
i7-13700H CPU, RTX 4070 graphics,
Runs
16GB
your
of
battery
DDR5
dry.
RAM, a 1TB Gen 4 SSD, and a 15.6-inch 165Hz QHD display. If your needs are a little lighter, this only slightly smaller 15-inch Aorus is a great option. You still get a 20-thread Intel CPU with the same RTX 4070 GPU
Buying a
inside
laptop
it
for gaming.
and a high
I
refresh
do have
rate
one.
QHD screen. It still packs a serious punch,
Right
and if you
about
want
now.
serious frame rates from the latest games, either
A
of these
newer.
laptops has you covered. We've also got the MSI Katana 17 gaming laptop, an i7-13620H processor, RTX 4070 GPU, 32
I can get
gigs of
4070 already
DDR5
for
memory,
1200.
and a 1TB SSD.
Like I have a MSI Katana actually, 17 also. And for this money I got 4060 only. So it's kinda good.
The 13th Gen Core i7 is a 16-thread chip. The machine still sports an RTX 4070 graphics card to handle all the newest releases, and you content creators are going to love the massive 32 gig of DDR5 memory this expansive laptop has to offer. Next, MSI's Aegis gaming rig, carrying the i7-13700F CPU, an RTX 4060 Ti, another spacious 32 gigs of DDR5 with 2 TB of storage. So yeah, you remember that big black obelisk from the start of 2001: A Space Odyssey, right? MSI's
that's good
Aegis
prices.
PC very much has
That's
that
good
vibe, but also
prices.
throws in a little RGB gaming flair. Inside this monolith, you'll find a beefy 24-thread Intel CPU and way more memory and storage than you'd usually find in a PC at this price. Finally, we have the 12th
Yeah, that's a
Gen
really
Core
good
and
price,
Arc
I would say
bundle,
even.
an i7-12700
Sounds way too
CPU
good even.
and the Arc A770 with a $50 discount. But there ain't much that can top the feeling of building a gaming machine with your own 2 hands. And these Intel Silicon bundles will allow you to do that at a bargain price. For us, pairing a 12th Gen i7 with an ASRock Arc 770 is a real smart money play, because these older CPUs share a ton of DNA with the latest 14th Gen chips, and this graphics card has only got faster since launch. Damn, those are some powerful computers. Let's hope Santa thinks we'd all be nice this year, or at least he hasn't heard any of the things you've said in solo queue voice chat. Okay, our next game is a fun one. A blisteringly fast racer and a 1999 throwback you didn't know you needed. Racing into early access soon, this is Death Grip.
I do really need it though. Is it dead grip when you don't actually grip anything, you know? There will be cars at least, yeah, now. And with them wheels grip. And this ain't it.
Now that's what I legally can't call pod racing. The whole reason we're here today is because, yes, there are an incredible amount of video games, and we want to help you decide which ones are the most deserving of attention.
Yellow.
But if you're watching and wondering,
Kinda.
why isn't the Elder Scrolls 6 one of the most wanted games? Well, let me explain. Our voting process for the most wanted list prioritizes games that are imminent and that we know lots of information about. The more confident we are in a
And
game's
then we
release
put
date, the
Silk
more
Song
rewarded
there,
it
for
is by
example.
our voting system. But still, there's a long list of high-profile games that have been in dark mode for years.
No,
and
Linux gaming
years.
is more viable.
While theoretically
But it's
enormous,
still
they're
not as good.
frustratingly absent from the public eye. So, just to give them at least a moment of acknowledgement, I'm going to see how many of these I can rattle through. Ready? The Elder Scrolls 6, Bioshock 4, which was announced 4 years ago, the eventual Cyberpunk 2077 sequel, The Witcher remake, Project 007 from the team that made Hitman that's probably going to be incredible, Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Come on, BioWare, let's see it. Death Stranding 2, Star Wars Eclipse, yes. The Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell remake. Oh, and that untitled Fallout-like RPG from New Blood Interactive. Armor 4, that League of Legends fighting game that looks really good. A Wonder Woman game. The new Indiana Jones game from the folks that made Wolfenstein. Good and Evil 2, which has been in development for something like 15 years. The reboot of the Escape series and Crisis 4. Crisis 4. Oh, while I catch my breath, let's see a couple of games that actually have gameplay footage.
This one. Already forgot about that one. Like last year or something. They were, or actually this year already, and they were like pumping it left and right.
To rule over everything we call home. I'll be damned if I let that happen. My name is Nor Vanek. Survivor. Soldier. God killer.
Talks to the dog in Turkey with no pause. Could be, could be.
Time for a word from our good friends at Mad
Damn,
Mushroom.
son.
Mad Mushroom is a publishing company that is going to be a little different from other publishing companies.
Mad Mushroom gives us the opportunity to enter the games industry while at the same
Insane.
time elevating and amplifying the message of hundreds of indie developers.
You are literally working hand in hand with influencers to figure out how to make your game as enjoyable as possible, not just to play, but also from a content viewing perspective.
If you're a developer and you're interested in us publishing your game, you can go to madmushroom.gg. Check it out. We're very passionate and we're very excited about what we're doing here.
Zultan, go pitch. And pray that Soda will see your deck builder.
Innovators like Here in Short and the All Street New York City Collective remind us that with the right tools, like the Alienware laptop, the boundaries of art and technology can be
Alienware,
pushed beyond
cute.
our imagination. That's where Alienware's top-of-the-line computers come in. Introducing our real-life XP boost, the Alienware Power Boost Benefit. Scan our QR code or visit the site below to see how Alienware is undeniably stepping up the game.
Yeah, if you can sell your kidney or something, shoot.
In Islands of Insight, you awaken on a floating island as a seeker. Your goal is to explore a serene fantasy
Lemon,
realm
actually.
of ancient wonders and natural beauty. Solve its
I didn't
mysterious puzzles
even try to
and
properly sell
unveil the
anything.
secrets of the islands. We designed the world to be brimming with thousands of handcrafted puzzles, each of them carefully placed throughout the landscape. You might start off solving logic puzzles and then decide to search for hidden objects or go find some perspective or memory puzzles to take on. Designed by some of the best minds in puzzle design, our puzzles vary in difficulty and are thoughtfully crafted to be relaxing, challenging, and satisfying to solve for newcomers and seasoned puzzle fans. There is no linear path in Islands of Insight.
I did a few times, I think, this one, yeah.
And in what order.
It's like it's when it's something a little more niche, so not everyone and their mom playing it on Twitch.
Areas in the campaign, or
and you just want to see how the game is.
Open world where most
But that's
of the
really
puzzles
rare.
And secrets are found. Wander around the sublime landscapes on foot, or glide above them.
Before I started streaming, basically. Nowadays I mostly just, you know, play instead of watching.
You can interact with others for a bit of guidance, or you can play entirely on your own. This is your adventure. In today's fast-paced world, we hope Islands of Insight delivers a sublime escape for players looking to unwind. If you want to discover more, play our demo today on our Steam page.
Si stay alright. Blocking that Starfield there. Let's see. Classic.
In 1999, Homeworld brought RTS space combat fully into 3 dimensions. Now, 20 years after Homeworld 2, it's a very different world for real-time strategy, and an excellent time for a comeback. From Blackbird Interactive, this is Homeworld 3.
But yeah, in general, kind of like very well. When I was watching still, nowadays I don't really even watch.
Homeworld 3.
I am very kind of like, you know, conservative, I guess, with what I watch usually. Just a few streams,
Homeworld 3 is a 3D strategy game set in space. It's incredibly cinematically compelling.
When we were first starting up on Homeworld 3, we were thinking, what are some of the coolest spectacles you can think of in the universe that you would want to play in or around?
In essence, Homeworld 3 was really our original dream of Homeworld 2. The problem was, in the late 90s, early 2000s, the vision for Homeworld 3 was utterly impossible to make.
Massive coronal sun ejections, massive battles in asteroid fields.
Massive environments with these giant megaliths, you know, like gigantic Death Star-sized things that would create an interesting landscape for the player to move their units through. We had to wait 20 years before we could do that. So anyone who's interested in strategy or strategy-like games, we want to immerse basically anyone who loves science fiction.
For us, Homeworld 3 is a love letter to the fans of the franchise that have been with us over the last, 20, 22 years. And with Homeworld 3, we want to just continue that amazing feeling that you got from playing Homeworld 1 back in the day and give that to you again.
There was also Hegemony back then, which was also pretty much kind of like Homeworld at home.
Tactical pause are going to allow you to actually just pause the game 100%. We have a classic controls, which you'll know and
New
love.
genre strategy likes,
and
yeah.
then we have our modern control scheme. And that one is built around FPS controls that you know and love from the games that you've played before. So MOBA players, RTS players from other games will be able to quickly understand, okay, if I want to go somewhere, I just click on this element here. Cinematic combat is such a huge pillar to the franchise. We want you to be able to get in there, find the coolest camera angle, and enjoy the spectacle. For anybody who's never played a Homeworld game, they'll be able to get right into the action.
We wanted choke points. We wanted interesting strategic decision-making for the player.
When engaging in combat, terrain will actually matter. We have tunnels where you can actually take your fighters and frigates through those things, and that will actually remove you from the enemy sensors, so you can ambush them. You can actually use a larger ship to take fire for another ship.
So in Homeworld 3, we focused a lot on what wasn't already available for us within Unreal. We wanted to figure out the more distinct views that the game would have that separate Homeworld from any other game, which is mostly the skybox and the lighting to give that feel of being in space. When you go into a nebula, the ship understands how much coverage it has from that, which will affect the concept of fog of war in the game. We knew that we wanted persistent damage on the ships, and so then we focused on what that system would be like.
You'll see the history of your battles as you go through the whole campaign. Please wishlist and pre-order the game. We're super excited to have you.
We'll see. March 8th. Play 72 hours early. There it is.
A tale of a long-forgotten saint. For there was once an empty potential about to be birthed into existence. But the potential was greeted by short-sightedness.
Can't wait to think.
Neither honestly covetous nor completely barren. It swallowed up everything that was given.
And the foam attacks everywhere, yeah.
The saint, reincarnate as fit and proper, but never aware. Dictated from beyond by blessed ignorance and idle hands. Uji's solidarity, like a utopian hummus. Blessed be she. Life is not given, but received, and her worth lies therein. Blessed is she. Blessed is she.
Ultras. Also February.
Perhaps you've heard of an obscure little indie game called Stardew Valley? Or maybe the hundreds of cozy life sims it inspired. Whilst its imitators are busy trying to rebottle the farm life lightning, Stardew's solo dev is leaving the barnyard behind. From two editors at PC Gamer, Lauren Morton and Molly Taylor, let's hear more about this highly anticipated follow-up.
Not sure that's gonna be happening next year though.
Number 7, Haunted Chocolatier.
Molly, you and I end up talking about cozy games on the PC Gamer Chatlog podcast quite a bit, which is why it's so exciting that its creator, Eric Baroni, is currently working on his next game, Haunted Chocolatier, where instead of us being on a farm, we're like running a chocolate shop instead, which sounds super exciting. We haven't seen a whole lot about Haunted Chocolatier yet. We've seen a brief trailer and we've seen some screenshots.
Nothing at all.
We've seen like boss
And I think they were still like doing some
the
new stuff for Stardew, some update or something.
Over the Stardew Valley formula, so we're definitely anticipating hearing more about it as it continues development. So I'm really excited to see how Baroni is going to take that formula and evolve on it. And I have a pretty good feeling that Haunted Chocolatier is going to be setting the standards for cozy games for years to come.
Assistance required on the corner of 5th and
The Giga
24th
update,
Street.
yeah, come
A
in.
gas station has exploded and we require immediate medical attention.
Received loud and clear. We're on our way. ETA approximately 5 minutes.
Hey, said there's some playway simulation there. Parabetic simulator. Yeah, not playway actually.
The crusade is about to overwhelm us.
Ooh.
The crusade is on the rise.
Now
I have
that's
to
bold,
warn
yeah.
everybody. We must keep them from reaching the enclave at all costs.
That was a great demo, eh?
Lorelei, it's been an honor fighting by your side.
Likewise, my friend. But we'll make it out of here. That's a promise.
Don't tell me you're the axes or something, though. Please.
Fate brought us here. We did not come by choice. The silence that devoured my home. Please, guiding star, send me a sign.
Queen Lorelei of Erengard, they call me Murder.
Gestalt.
The bird will guide you to my side when the time comes.
The crusade brings you a better future. Soon, there shall only be silence.
The void will devour everything unless we stop the crusade.
Firstborn, starborn, even constructs.
Spring, yeah.
Deep down, we are all as
Well,
one.
I mean, sponsored by Germany, so for German government, so that explains the words.
Battles, Songs of Silence releases in spring 2024. Next up on the Most Wanted Highway, a game that knows nothing beats a road trip. Just you,
That
your
will
car,
be
the open
very.
road,
That one
and
I'm
the
actually kind of excited to
interdimensional
play.
horrors bubbling forth from reality's cosmic wounds.
On the Pacific
Number
Drive.
6,
That one actually kind of
Drive.
too. That one actually too.
The Olympic Peninsula, the crown jewel of the Pacific Northwest. Its unmatched views and quiet solitude offer everything you need in the most beautiful place on Earth.
There is no cause for alarm. Take shelter in the closest pocket of stability in your area, and please refrain from thoughts or memories of home.
The chain of events were in plain sight. Strange accidents leading to the government's claim of eminent domain and subsequent seizure of the peninsula. The evacuation of 100,000 people and the attempt and abject failure at containing the rumors that spread like wildfire.
10 hours before Arda came to extract us.
9. Some zone secrets are best left secret. 8. 7.
I don't even look up at the sky anymore.
6.
Was she a myth, martyr, or monster?
5.
Nothing had more potential than limb technology.
4.
And look what it did to the Olympic Peninsula.
3. 2. 1.
I have the distinct honor to introduce to you the American people. A new scientific frontier with a raw power, the potential is limitless. On this day,
Yeah, this might be really dink. I'm down.
our Faraday future.
Oh, it's February, dude. Relax. Relax. Now you guys need to relax. A Mortal Crux. Haven't even heard about that one, I think. Well, it's devlog, so it's still in progress, I guess.
I just love that we're seeing smaller studios take a swing at Souls-like gameplay. Mortal Crux is coming soon to early access.
There was
Coming up,
Souls-like
we're
gameplay.
nearly at the top of our list. It's time for a second helping of Helldivers as the most wanted countdown continues.
Number 5. Helldivers 2. If there's one thing we value, it's interstellar combat with giant acid-belching insects, or as the fine soldiers of Super Earth call it, democracy. Now shooting in third person, the Helldivers redeploy for co-op, and our panel of experts can't wait to enlist.
Yeah, we will see about that. Si può essere.
Helldivers 2 arrives on PC for some co-op Starship trooping on February 8, 2024. Now, we turn to the unholy rebirth of a 2009 strategy cult classic. When Hell's throne sits empty, its greatest devils march to war in this stylishly sinister game of ungodly grand strategy. Here's the latest trailer for Solium Infernum.
The demo was alright, except it was running like trash
Set
though.
in the bureaucratic nightmare of hell,
Might be
Solium
interesting.
Infernum is a political strategy game like no other. The Prince of Darkness has vanished, and to ascend to the Dark Throne as ruler of hell, you must prove to the infernal conclave that you are the most powerful archfiend of all. Equip powerful relics and cast rituals that can turn the tide of battle. Command legions, summon colossal titans, bribe minions, and attempt to outbid your fellow archfiends in the bazaar, Hell's blind auction house. You'd best
True,
learn
so
the rules
true.
of Hell fast, and how to exploit them, archfiend. For it is
Somewhat
malice and
true.
benevolence that win favor in Hell. Insult and extort your enemies, goading them into open warfare. Or worse, humiliation. Scheme in your sleep with asynchronous multiplayer, investing just a moment each day in games that can last for weeks. There are no loyalties here in the Abyss, and betrayal is the name of the game. Solium Infernum isn't called a friendship destruction simulator for nothing. Better to rule in hell than serve in heaven.
History
be
is defined by
good.
moments when its greatest himbos collide. In January, the world will stand witness as Yakuza's very best boys unite for an ocean-spanning RPG adventure, and probably like some mahjong. Like a Dragon earned high marks from our voting crew. Let's see what Sega's got cooking.
Si so che sì.
Number
44
4,
bucks,
like
dude.
a dragon,
That's quite a
infinite
lot.
wealth.
Oh, you mean Dragon's Dope
Lately, our
Ghost,
old
like
friend, the
Darkest Dungeon.
Kiryu clan's been acting mighty suspicious.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Hasuga-san.
I'm sending you to Hawaii. There's someone there who wants to meet you. It's your mother, Akane-san.
What the hell's going on? Freeze. Kiryu-san? High time you met the head of the Barracudas. Name's Dwight.
Barracudas are after me. Akane-san. They're after her too, you know.
You seen this?
This is someone else. Yanja.
You trying to tell me there are Yakuza in Hawaii?
The head of Kazuma
Let's see.
Kiryu. What better trophy than the head of a dragon?
I really, really need your help, like, right now. I'd take a bullet for a bud any day. Take cover!
You can always turn a new leaf, but you can't turn back the clock. All you get is the precious time you're given. You ready for this, Kasuga?
Let's do this.
Man, I only pretty much like watched Zelda playing, right? And like the English dub is
You
so
haven't
weird. I
missed
don't
your
know.
chance at our gaming PC giveaway. Follow the QR code on screen
It is
now
over,
and
yeah.
complete our viewership survey. Once you're done, you'll be in the running to win a custom AC Mirage PC created by the talented guys at Blue Horse Studios and boasting a Core i9-14900K CPU from the show's presenting sponsor, Intel. Hell yeah, free computers. We're just a few games away from the number one game in our countdown, and from showing you some exclusive gameplay footage I think you're going to like. But first, here's another game from our wishlist, Crown Wars: The Black Prince.
War, your great passion. How appropriate, for it makes you blind to our ascension. We were here well before your kings, before your religions. We will be here after your empires. We are domination. We are power beyond imagination. We are blood, death, multitude. We are the terror that whispers in the dark. We are the chaos in all things and the order within chaos.
You may be many things, but we have hope.
Manage your forces for medieval tactics in Crown Wars: The Black Prince, coming March 2024. Sometimes PC gaming gives us games that empower us to make games. Our next studio visit is with the group behind Everywhere, an ambitious creation platform currently in development. Let's hear a little more about the big
I feel like
vision
that one
behind
gonna be like some
Everywhere.
big fiesta when it's out.
Hey, my name's Adam Whiting, Assistant Game Director here at Build Rocket Boy, and I'm working on Everywhere. So it's a world of creativity and exploration and discovery underpinned by really high quality systems that inspire the next generation of games creators and world builders.
Hi, my name's Leslie Benaziz. I am the game director of Everywhere and Mind's Eye, founder of Build a Rocket Boy. Everywhere is a place where players can tell their stories, where they can build their own world. There's shooting elements, there's driving elements, there's puzzles. Players can build UGC, take part in many different experiences. And
So basically another one, another Roblox or something.
Tools, which we call Arcadia,
But
they're a part
probably a
of
little
Everywhere,
late.
so you don't have to jump to a separate executable to trigger them. We built the platform with UGC in mind, so it's inherent to the games.
Arcadia, I think, is a really wonderful suite of creation tools that we're using internally to build content within the platform. I think that's really important. If you're using one set of tools and then giving a lesser subset to players, they immediately realise the limitations of the toolset they've been given. Whereas we want everything that players play within Everywhere to serve as inspiration because they have the same tools that we use to build that experience.
So you could look at Utopia as the hub where you socialise. It's where you come into the games, meet up with your friends before you decide to go play the entertainment that you and your posse will like to.
It's a place that you arrive in within Everywhere, and then you can use it as like a launch pad, jump into any other type of experience. Go and explore the open world of the biomes surrounding Utopia City. You can jump into the district buildings that curate specific types of content, or you can jump into anything you want to through our portals or through invite some other players. But essentially that's the kind of foundation that you use to kind of experience all these other interesting kind of facets and games.
I think around the time like Dreams was out or something, everyone was trying to tackle this, like, you know, let's just make platform and user-generated content and gonna carry it, and it kinda pretty much almost never works. Especially since there's like Fortnite already doing that for some time. There's Roblox and stuff.
We're all part of this one ever-evolving, ever-changing world called Everywhere. And
I
they're all
mean,
connected, so
maybe they'll make it though.
Data to kind of traverse these different experiences, but they're not causally related or narratively related. You know, we were intentionally taking a very light touch with the narrative within the game because we want this to be a world where players have agency and they have
A G
freedom
mode, like
to
in a
further
way,
their
yeah.
stories and their
Just
own
with,
world building within
you
the
know,
space.
good
And
tool
we
set,
don't
I
really
guess.
know what they're going to do with it, and we really want to earnestly kind of move forward with them and help them build this world with us, if you were kind of able to take part in like a shared reality with other players of all different types, who had all different types of backgrounds and experiences and wants and needs, but they're all being fulfilled by the creative potential of one particular platform, I think that'd be a really exciting place to be.
The purpose of our alpha test, it's more of an infrastructure test.
The first people moving into this world are going to be able to check out our systems, allow us to do a lot of kind of testing of the back ends, all that kind of stuff. But they're also going to be kind of the intrepid explorers, the first into this brand new horizon, the first people to experience the tools and be able to build some really cool content with them. We're keen for everybody to get involved. You know, like I said, this is a game that's been built from the very beginning with people like you sat at home watching this video right now in mind. So I implore you, please come to everywhere.game, sign up for the alpha.
Make us some content, boys. We got you, you know, tools. You make the game for us.
World. Let's build it together.
Yeah, work for free, yeah.
We're closing in on number 1, but first, the follow-up to a roguelike with fittingly mythical acclaim.
Hades, alright. I mean, yeah, makes sense.
Number 3, Hades 2. After 3 years, and who knows how many deaths, we still can't get enough Hades. And apparently neither can its developers. In Supergiant's first sequel, Hades is imprisoned and the Titan of Time is loose. You're the witchcraft-wielding princess of the underworld striking out against the forces of Kronos. It's really something to imagine how Hades 2 could build on the slowly unfolding storytelling and elegant design of the first game.
Like they're doing the early access again. Well, I mean, they still remain indie and everything, though, I have to say, so gotta respect that. But I don't know, I just like played the first Hades like on the very release like so much, and I just still don't really feel like playing it whatsoever. I never even checked the release version in the end. I just kind of like burnt out on it so hard I didn't even feel it. And kind of same goes to the second one, I feel, for now. Music though, music is nice. Music in their games usually is something that's kind of worth checking it out for. I played on the very start. So Hydra was like the last boss back then. It was a completely different like boss too back then. Listen to it on YouTube. I mean, true. I also usually kind of with games prefer, you know, like to listen to soundtrack of games that I actually kind of played myself, though. That's why, for example, I don't haven't even listened to the soundtrack for Fire, for example, from them. Like, I know it's probably amazing, but I haven't played it yet, so I never really got around to listen to it because I haven't played it. The Hades soundtrack is good, but like, I don't know, like, I feel like their first ones, you know, like, definite single-player games, they had like a little more spirit, you know, kind of more, I don't know, like, soul person, you know, character.
You know,
like Hades is roguelike, right? So you kind of need like this soundtrack that is going to be like, you're going to be listening for long time. So it's going to like build differently.
Okay,
Bastion
Eldenringers.
and Transistor,
However many
that's
boss
like
kills
really
you've
good
got
shit.
under your belt, the greatest test for every tarnished is, well, it's Millennia. The second greatest test
Transistor was
is
Guilty Gear
patience.
soundtrack. I
And
think
by
Bastion is
God,
like up there
FromSoft,
too.
Haven't we been tested enough? Torrent needs his exercise. As we scratch at the locked door of the lands between for details, let's hear from some of our voters about what they're expecting from this expansion.
Number 2, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree.
Yeah, that no one even knows about it
I'm
then.
extremely excited about the Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of the Erd Tree. Personally, I'm hoping that they will introduce a new vast area to explore that gives you that same magical feeling as exploring Limgrave for the first time. Just something new and exciting around every corner, pretty much. In terms of boss fights, I'm hoping there will be bosses that are even harder than the base game. If we go back to previous From Software games, typically we've seen that the best and the hardest bosses are in the DLCs. Some examples would be Medir, Gale, Orphan of Cos, Sister Freed, Manus.
I do not care about the DLC. I still need to play the original, so yeah, for now I kind of also don't.
They could come up with a boss that's even more difficult than Melania. Story-wise, I think we'll get a greater understanding into Melania's brother Mikola, which has been very much
True, yeah.
talked about in the main game.
They just
All
continuing
they can't
the
release
Hades.
this
Well,
DLC soon enough.
they're indie studio, right? They still don't have publishers. They still self-funded, self-published and everything. From what I know, at least, right?
We saw this studio right at the beginning.
And
of
I
the
have a feeling
show
they
with
just kind of
horror
like
games
went for
still
Hades 2 just to kind of like
also working
capitalize
on the second
on
coming of
the
Vampire
success
the
and the hype,
Masquerade
just to like
Bloodlines
build
2.
up a little bit of like, you know, this like safety belt for the future endeavors. My take, not sure. Especially since, you know, like Fire, I think, wasn't really super bold, right?
They called you the Slayer.
And what
Hades 2 won't. I think Hades 2 will do on the bank too.
and to this lonely, forgotten
Like Hades 2 maybe not gonna get like giga bank, right? But it's gonna be like 100% success. Like even if it's gonna be like people will be like, well, you know, it's kind of more of just the same. It's still gonna make them a lot. So it's kind of it's just a safe pick pretty much. Just like all the big studios now also going for, you know, like sequels, remasters and stuff. That's kind of the same.
Exactly what he
Same
said you'd
vibe.
be. I guess that makes it easier.
makes what easier?
What happens next?
Before we find out which game tops our most wanted list,
And
let's
Medir was though she just HP sponge. Yeah, I do agree. That's the only boss in Dark Souls that I actually never ended up not killing. I just didn't have patience already.
Holston, Persona 3 Reload.
Like I already had all my achievements and stuff. I did do everything else, and I was just already like, bruh, I just can't be arsed already anymore. I had enough of Dark Souls 3.
Avowed. Dragon's Dogma 2. Frostpunk 2. Gloomwood. Grand Theft Auto 6. Tekken 8. Hollow Knight Silk
Medir was
Song.
quite the sponge with a lot of damage and
Marathon.
everything.
Path of Exile 2. Homeworld 3. Haunted Chocolatier. Pacific Drive.
Yeah, but I'm not sure, not sure.
Helldivers 2. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. Hades 2. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree.
We've ranked 24 of our 25 most wanted games, each capturing a different piece of our fascinations. We've had meditative sword surfing, demonic skateboarding, eldritch road tripping, whether it's the three-dimensional space strategy of Homeworld 3 or the ever-expanding universe of build crafting in Path of Exile 2, the most wanted represents the games we can't help but hunger for. But for our panel of experts, one game more than any other had a clear hold on our
What did we
hearts.
have left
This
even
game
there?
received the highest voting total from our panel of critics, developers, and content creators. It's the long-awaited return of a series that found wonder in jammed firearms and crackling Geiger counters, striking a balance between lethal tension and dystopic beauty
Stalker,
that's
I
never
see.
quite been matched.
True.
But also, this game is a testament to developer fortitude. This is a project that's weathered wartime, including office relocations and most recently, a severe studio fire. Here is our most wanted game.
Well, I mean,
Number 1.
I do agree. I do agree.
Stalker 2, Heart of Cornoble.
Hello everyone.
How did they
I am
pronounce
Evgen,
it?
the CEO of GC Game World and the game director of Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. Recording this video feels almost surreal as I accept the award for the most anticipated PC game. Being here
The board
proves
Stalker
that
game, I
several
see.
elements much larger than myself
sounds
allowed
nice.
this moment to happen. Firstly, it's about you, our fans. Many years ago, when the journey we
The
had planned concluded,
Pixel
we refused to
haircut,
leave
yeah.
the zone.
They did the
We
haircut
enriched
there.
it with stories, love, and life, ensuring that legacy continues through the years.
Stalker stream with Balaklava. Yeah, Balaklava is not with me, sadly. Sadly,
Your
not with
passion
me.
has guided us throughout this journey, and I can never express enough gratitude for that. I consider this award a symbol of your
Nobody even knows
unbreakable
about
trust.
Stalker, and then they
Secondly,
did pump the
it's about
hype,
the journey
kinda. But
itself.
I mean, I do agree.
This
I do
path
agree.
was
Like Stalker,
extraordinary, marked by
Stalker is
dedication,
good.
passion, and
Stalker
commitment
is
from
something
everyone
we
involved to
expect,
deliver
but I
an
think it's like
unforgettable
more
experience.
niche, I guess, a little
I feel
more
blessed
niche.
to lead a team like this, and I dedicate this award to those talented individuals. Stalker 2 stands as the biggest and most complex game in our lives. It was ambitious from the beginning, but evolved into an ultimate challenge.
Like it's good
It
stuff,
holds
but
extreme
yeah, I feel like the
significance
first game was
and
kind
a
of like
deeply personal connection
like
for
if
us.
memes, you know,
Crafted
all the
amidst the
cheeky
most
breaky stuff
stressful
wouldn't
conditions imaginable,
you know, be
including the
spawned from
pandemic,
Stalker
war,
1, then
relocation,
probably
cyber
it would be
attacks,
like
life threats,
another,
and
you know,
more.
like obscure
Additionally, it's about the legacy.
obscure game
Stalker
sorta
began
that
as
will
a
be
PC
very
franchise
niche.
and has always been loyal to the PC community.
And then,
Receiving
like,
this
you know, like
award at the
cheeky
PC
breaky,
Gaming Show
some
feels like a
memes, content
confirmation
creators,
that
they
we
just kind of like made it a
remain
big
true
thing
to our
outside of
vision
like
and
Eastern
roots.
Europe, basically.
This holds extra significance for me. I understand that discussing somber topics during a gaming show might not be ideal, but I'll take this opportunity to address the situation in my homeland. The war still goes on in Ukraine. Those currently fighting on the front lines, including GC
Yeah,
employees,
there was like a
are
bunch of
real
people who
heroes.
actually died from the studio
Not all
too.
of them were trained for this, they simply couldn't turn away. Stalker 2 was important for us even before the war, but now it stands as a national product, aiming to convey Ukraine's
And before the
unbreakable
West
spirit
found
to
it
the
again,
world.
true.
Today, we celebrate our victory
Even
here,
translation when I played
while
Stalker was pretty
simultaneously
bad.
striving for our homeland's ultimate
But I
triumph
mean,
in the
I'm
future.
down. Like people
I
bringing,
am overwhelmed with the joy to recognize
like
that
bringing
Stalker
this
2
to
entered
the
final
masses.
phase
As
of
long as the game is
development.
gonna be good, I hope.
Fellow
I mean, I hope
Stalkers
it's
will
gonna be
soon
good for
reunite in the
myself
zone
to enjoy
once
it,
again. Thank
and
you
I
all
hope it's
for
gonna,
this
you
award.
know,
I
kind
assure
of like
you it
highlight
holds far more
the
meaning than I can
Stalker,
express in a foreign language.
like
Now,
universe,
I want
I
to
guess.
show you the story trailer we have prepared for this occasion. Please enjoy.
It's also great books. It's a great movie, even though a movie I haven't watched. I kind of always planned to, and I never really got to it. Tarkovsky movie apparently is a dink. Book is really good though, even though it kind of has nothing to do with the Stalker game. Buyu's kind of transformation, you know, the point
My good luck charm.
where it went from the book to the game.
It's an empty shell.
Decided to play soldier with me? Dimitri and I were just discussing a certain puzzle we found in the zone. But we can't quite seem to get all the pieces to fit. Maybe you can figure it out.
It reminded me that we used to be puppets.
I took just one awkward step, and my whole world plunged into darkness. I'm sorry, Strider.
That was the day the Psi-fields returned.
The thing is, like,
Suddenly, the voice
like
of Monolith
the beauty of the Stalker, in my opinion, was the like the immersion of the zone and everything.
through the scope.
Like if you make it too much of this kind of like movie game, it's just gonna become kind of like
Simple choice.
not it, dude.
Sit back and just wait for another super emission, or take a chance and get control of the anomalous energy.
Like it should have some like, you know, this like
Didn't choose
like
that path.
sandboxy stuff. A little bit of this like freedom. Like if you just like drag by the hand too much, just showing showing cutscenes and stuff. The cutscenes might be cool though. I also agree. Because like in general the universe is great, right? So like some cool cutscenes, a cool story, I'm down. But like the Stalker, the game is actually like about, you know, just immersing yourself into this. Oh, Chernobylite, you mean? I haven't played that one.
Thank you for joining us in counting down the PC gaming show Most Wanted. And thanks as well to our sponsors at Intel for helping us put on this broadcast.
But yeah, it should be like more like
all the games
just
featured in today's show can be found on the
roaming and
PC
just
Gaming
like
Show Steam page at
enjoying it, you know.
pcgamer.com
That would be
/wishlist.
nice.
The Most Wanted list will continue.
But we'll see. I mean, I'm down.
The overflowing
As long as
bounty
it
of PC
succeeds
gaming
and they
does
keep
not quit
going,
and
keep
neither
working on it,
will
that'll
our
be
judges.
good.
But
That will be
before then, we'll see
good.
you back here in June 2024 when the PC Gaming Show returns. If I can
Not to
find my
mention
way
if
out
it
of this
succeeds,
bunker.
maybe it's gonna spawn
They've locked me
more,
in and I think they're about to turn
you
the
know,
lights out.
stalker
again for
likes.
watching.
Let's put it that way. Because I like post-apocalyptic shit, right? That I always do. But Stalker kind of does odd, or like does provide the different take on post-apocalyptic stuff, you know. And that is like Fallout, especially like, you know, old Fallouts, one thing. The deeper you go, especially Fallout 4, that is like it's some like cartoon for kids or something. Like it's already like too colorful, too positive, too, you know, like humorous and everything. It's too like much of a like weird sci-fi or something. Like Stalker is just kind of like a little more kind of like realistic. Well, I don't need it realistic, right? I mean, obviously the anomalies and stuff, right? Like the mystical shit, it kind of adds to the experience. But like, it's in general just like more gritty, more dark, you know. That I like more. That I like more than like Fallout takes on post-apocalypse. So I would love to have more games like this. Like going ham with exploring this like the grim post-apocalyptic stuff. With Despergy and everything. It feels like home, you know, all that stuff. I already started something else there. Nope. So it feels like home. That's the way I like it. That's the way I want it. Which position is Space Marine 2? Yeah, that's actually true, because Space Marine 2 is actually out next year, and we already kind of know something, at least a little bit about it. The post-apocalyptic games for Slavs, yeah. True. But yeah, that's the good stuff about Stalker there. Like the atmosphere. You just kind of want this like sandbox there. And the take it away. Take it away. No. I mean, you'll read it again soon indeed, I guess. Sure. That we can. Got the whole year. Should do our own list, yeah. Well, Tibaro actually is the charity stream, right? And it's gonna be my charity stream and any donation, whatever, you know, the amount and everything, you would be able to actually put it towards the vote for the game of the year on my stream, what I streamed. Unfortunately, there was only 5 options though you can put, so not all of them there. But yeah, we'll do a little game of the year vote there. Yeah, just like any donor, you'll be able to kind of like attach towards which option it's gonna go. See who's gonna win there. See who's gonna win there. So yeah, gonna be the charity stream tomorrow. So 9 a.m. my usual time. We go in live with some Starfield, and then you're starting getting incentives. I posted in Discord. They will be available on the link I'm gonna get tomorrow, all set on Tiltify. It's gonna be there in the campaign. So it's gonna be like the milestones that will be unlocked by the amount of money we will manage to raise. There'll be a little bit of incentives. Well, nothing super crazy because, yeah, as I said, all my stuff, the balaclava and everything, they all home. Couldn't really pack it with me to take them with me, sadly. So yeah, it's gonna be kind of like on the minimal settings and the low key. So the goal is not gonna be anything crazy, and it's gonna be just like more of just the regular classic stream. The regular classic games I do, it's already the same pretty much for 5 years. Little tradition, and we're gonna keep it traditional there indeed. But yeah, that will be tomorrow. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. European time. That's gonna be the charity stream, the annual one. But yeah, this show was actually kind of nice. Like I was expecting it will be worse, to be honest. I thought it'll be just like a lot of yapping and not that much to see out of like the new stuff and everything, but was actually pretty good. They did show a bunch of new stuff. There were some updates on the stuff we already kind of know about, but still good. Well, was some of them that they just kind of, well, we're hyped about this game, but we don't know anything about this game, so we're just gonna talk about it. Kind of bad, but that was like, I don't know, like maybe 5, 10 maximum, I guess, games like that. So majority we still kind of got a little bit of like new info, a little bit new gameplay here and there, some devs talking about it. Pretty good. Pretty good. So yeah, that was nice. That was nice. Next react gonna be already Game Awards. Pretty much gonna be, well, actually Day of the Devs, I guess, before the Game Awards. We're gonna watch, then it's gonna be Game Awards. Then we'll see maybe OTK Game Awards. Maybe, because like awards I personally don't really care about. Like this positioning, you know, this chart, who's first, who's who, I don't really care. Because obviously everyone has their own personal opinions on that stuff. So I don't really care about those. I usually care only about announcements. And that's why Game Awards is Poga. And OTK Awards, we'll see. Will they have something there to show? Some announcements. If they will, good. If not, then, well, we'll see. I also kind of scared that it's going to be just like the OTK game show when